People. Koda isn't coming out. That's it. No more questions. Oh, now we do the speech. So YouTube, what's going on? CORYKENSHIN here and welcome back. What's the name of this? Back to the beginner's guide. Okay, I got a few announcements before we start this gameplay. Number one, I went on Twitter and asked you guys if you wanted to see another RPG horror since it's been so long since my last one. The last RPG I played was Off, but that kind of wasn't that horror. So I picked two games, Stray Cat Crossing and Blank Dream. A lot of people have been telling me about both of those games, so go in the description. There's a straw poll which will decide my next RPG horror. Please go vote. I know RPG horrors aren't everybody's cup of tea, but I used to do like predominantly RPG horrors on my channel, so with the onset of all these new ones coming out, I have to play one. I don't know how the upload schedule will be. It'll depend on how much love you guys show the series, but I do want to do another RPG horror series nonetheless. Number two, I'm going to be doing an opening your Snapchat's reaction video. All you gotta do is literally go to my Snapchat and send me a video, and I'm gonna be reacting to a lot of them. Probably not all of them, but please don't send me like 50 seconds of video. I'm only going to look at your first 10 seconds, so make it count. You have 24 hours to do that. I won't be going on Snapchat for 24 hours because the next time I do, I'm going to be recording my reactions to your videos. And last but not least, I'm going to try and get out Subnautica today. This is going to be a really long gameplay, so it might come out tomorrow. But yes, Subnautica, Geometry Dash, Yandere, yes, I know these series, they're on their way, okay? Give your brother a little time, you know? I like to cook things up, you know? All that editing that extra stuff that I put in my video, that stuff takes time, fam. Now go vote for the RPG horror. So last time, yeah, we learned a lot about this dude named Koda, and he stopped making games apparently, and we're inside another game. Nice room, not. Okay, blazing. But basically, this is like some sort of game that's gonna...
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Koda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Look at all those notes!
I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
Dude!
And I cooled off eventually. Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
What the freak? Hey guys, just look at... And he wrote all of these himself.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Koda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Koda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
I mean, like, he sounds like a heavy-set introvert. Like, he said the messy, you know, talking with people. Hey, what's wrong with talking to people? It's cool to know people through their games, I guess, but wouldn't you want to kind of know them on a more personal level? I mean, if he was that interested in them, he was going into detail about how he was, like, fanboying when he met him or something. Anyway, this is super peculiar that he went in and wrote all of these by himself to try and give the illusion that this was a game that was actually connected to the internet. Reminds me of Dark Souls, actually. You know, those signs on the ground, you know, some of them were made by the game. Okay, never mind. Very interesting nonetheless. We got a little painting here. Cool, I guess. But where is the directive?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Koda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult,
So with the whispering.
Koda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it
What
gives
the
him a
freak is
simple
that?
mechanism for moving on.
Dude.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive
What
bigger
the
picture.
What the freak is going on? Oh, it's typewriters. What the heck? Speak. Stop it! Stop it!
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kinda just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
What in the world? Are we in heaven? Okay, so we're locked in a living room somewhere. Let me... Wait, I want to go out this way, man. What's that, Tokyo? Alright, let's go. Dang, they just dropping me right in this episode. Lit. A ladder.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Koda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison.
Freak
He's gonna
habit
start
to the...
over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? How about a giant hole in the freaking ground? There you go. Up. What? I did. I put giant hole in the ground. What about along the wall? 10 stoves lined up. Couches. What the freak? What the? What the?
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah. How is this a game? Koda, we gotta talk about
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Okay, hello, please walk forward. What the freak is in here? This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. First, click on the table.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
What the
Let me just take you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? At what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
Yeah.
But Koda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Oh, well. What the freak? Does that mean he didn't use the prison idea at all then? Alright, so... Man, that junk is deep. Because that mechanism he was talking about, that defensive mechanism, we use it all the time unknowingly. For example, in my line of work, making a YouTube video, I could try and try to make it entertaining, but sometimes the idea just doesn't work and I have to do something else. And if I don't have that mechanism, I'd never be productive. Like, what the freak? Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Thank you. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too?
It's a conversation. And so this is what Koda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Koda talking to himself.
What the freak? What's it like? I'm so glad to know I get out eventually. What's it like to escape? It feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. I miss the prison, actually. I'm scared here. Why? Was there anything about it that you felt good about? Being here sucks. True, it was comfortable. I knew my place. But don't you feel excited about getting out? The promise of freedom? Excited? It's the only thing that matters to me. It's the only thing that keeps me going. Excited doesn't really do it justice. You won't always have something that you care about as much as this. Exactly, you have something to care about. Something to forward to. Yeah, let's do that. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? I didn't. No. I'm the first person to call back. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I could come find you. Oh, that would be some weird stuff. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. What the freak? What? That will free me? How does that work? Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Just talk to me. It will make sense. What is going on? Just listen. I promise it works. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I will be here for as long as you need. He's having like this ongoing dialogue with himself.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
I mean, yeah, but all the other person of you has to say is, well, how can you be sure? Where's his justifiable evidence?
So what would it look like if Koda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
I was about to take a drink. All right, we're making a game about... This is actually...
To me, this environment is meant to represent Koda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Okay, this house is freaking baller, though. I probably wouldn't want all windows, though. I don't want people to look inside like that easily, but it always looks cool. No! Well, who's this?
Well, my goodness, I'm glad as heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself, and right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
2 months? This music, though. Are we cleaning this whole place?
That's the story, little one. Oh, don't you worry now. We'll be through this mess in no time. I promise you'll wish there was more.
Why don't I finish up here? In the meantime, could you please clear the table? Oh, that was easy.
Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run to the bedroom and make the bed?
I mean, like, what are you doing, though? Oh, he about to clean the dishes? Alright, fam. I got the bedroom. If that was the bedroom. It's music, though. This is some Life is Strange right now. Alright, there you go. While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. There you go. Oh, this bookshelf is horrible. Yeah, where do you come from?
A friend dragged me along at a time when I was particularly desperate for cash. Turns out I've never felt so good doing something for money in my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own home. I might have got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. Oh, speaking of demons, someone's put this couch all in a mess. Would you come out and straighten these pillows here? I got you. Oh dear, looks like someone spilled oh my gosh, this freaking house. Was there a freaking party? I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Oh, do you have to? Make it especially cheesy. Oh yeah. Oh, maybe that wasn't good. No. No, oh, come on, man. Oh, man. Now we did missed out on some lore. Wash the dishes. There you go. Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best as you can? No need to be perfect. We're all just human. Yeah, actually, I'm a human. You're some sort of box-headed freaking doll mannequin thing. Now then, how about you come and clear these dishes off the...
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing.
What the freak?
It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you.
Hold on, let me talk about these dishes!
Here into something meaningful.
Do these chores ever end? Cause, unless you just had a dinner for 4, darling, let me tell you something. Whatever work you do, you have absolutely got to own it. Otherwise, it owns you. So why don't we be with the task at hand and leave the future chores to
I know that
future
Koda
you?
really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. Just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
What the freak, Koda? Like, what the freak? Earlier, when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it, and it takes care of you. Yeah, you're right. It's pretty cheesy, but there's a lot of yeah, I like that, actually. A bit of truth in it, no? Anyway, why you keep swerving me, fam? I'm talking to you.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace. But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I'm sorry, guys. I got completely lost with that. Soon as the chores started repeating, I've been in the dark ever since. What's now?
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Well, we saw the lamppost, which was his destination. Items you love at members' price. Why did you come in here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Okay, I'm sorry, that was in there. Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. What the freak? I just teleported. This workshop is gonna teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you that person. Perfection is within your grasp, and the question is not how we do it, but how we do it effortlessly. This
About
is
halfway
easy.
through the game, the
It is
perspective
too
shifts.
Okay. What the freak? What the freak? I can't choose 2 and 3.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
What the freak? On the way to work, I told an elderly person to start contributing to society. This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? Okay, let's click
Let's click 2. Oh, I was able to do it. So the lit up ones are like the nice ones or something, and then the 1 and 2 are like his inner dialogues.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
You know, I'm kind of uncomfortable with them, like, calling these games. Like, are these really games, though? Like...
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Koda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Can I climb up this? No. Okay, yeah, that last one was very strange indeed. But I guess the teacher was supposed to be Koda, or not at least Koda, maybe someone personified that, like, maybe just a normal person. Actually, he was thinking about, you know, hopefully I'm glad these people can see me and think that I'm wise and intelligent, when he's really just like not confident in himself at all. And now we're on the stage. Yay! Oh my gosh! Alright, the performance is beginning. Places. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. First, you start out leaning against this wall. Okay. What happened to the freaking music? Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something. Okay. Hey, where's the bathroom? Sorry, I have to leave. Hello. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. Wait, what? I'm super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. I would take away a super, you know, I don't need 2 of them. I'm super scared right now. But, no, that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. Oh, that's really nervous. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. Oh. What are some sacrifices you've had to make? We need wisdom. You're messing it up! Okay. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another chance to read that. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Like this? What the where did this come from? The lamppost, which symbolizes destination. Why is this here? You want me to just go back? I missed my one shot. I missed my chance to blow. Okay. Oh yes, now this is working. This is what
the game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Koda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Koda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Koda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
What the?
But what can you do? After this, Koda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
This dude, Koda. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. What's going on? Am I supposed to have my eyes closed right now? Because what the freak? Help, I'm blind. Clearly, I wouldn't have known to press 1, 2, or 3. Please don't let this be forever. Oh, oh! Oh no! Oh!
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise.
Yeah.
And there is a solution, by the way.
Please tell me how to solve this. What do I do? No one is talking to me. Yep, we're dead. We're dead. We're dead. The lamppost. I saw it. I need to get up there. Need to get up there immediately. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Elevator wrecked. Let's go. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. I knew it. I don't feel it anymore. I'm out of ideas.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Koda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I don't feel it anymore. Keep going, keep going. I can't figure out how to say the thing. I thought it was gonna be easy. I haven't been honest. Yeah, yes. You're doing it, it's working. I'm alone, I'm stuck in it. I have to work harder. Number 1 seems to be it. We're going to be okay. But like he programmed and inputted the
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Jeez, dude. Okay, he inserted all the dialogue for all the characters. Okay, it's like he's literally talking to himself in all of these games, which goes back to the point I said earlier. Like, how can he assure himself that he's gonna be okay? Like, you know, a couple months passes and then like he just makes another one where he's like, we're gonna be okay, but he's not okay. What is this? What? That was cool. Hello, people. Yes, yes, yes. I love these freaking. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. Who are you? What's wrong? You look lost. I'm out of ideas. Whoa. This is cool. Oh no! What happened? Did something change? There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. I don't know what either of these things mean. I'll just click 1. Alright. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I know where it is. It isn't far. Well, please, point me in the right direction. Take me to it. Yes. I can do that, but
if the last game featured Koda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Right. That's a good...
From my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Okay, yeah, press the switch there. It's freaking easy puzzle.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. it doesn't work that way. You can't
True.
be the one writing both the questions and the answers.
Exactly.
Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
There's no machine here. You lied. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. All of my options are yes, but that's not true. What the freak? But it wasn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. Why would he do this to himself? I'm constantly excited and enthusiastic about my work. Wow. This is just messed
Seeing
up.
this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me. I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering. This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
This is
I don't know.
sad.
This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop. But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Koda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
That was the most depressing. But everything he said was true. You can't talk yourself out of loneliness, guys. If you're lonely, reach out, man. Reach out. Don't be afraid of rejection. This comment section down on this video, people will freaking just watch. Just watch. The samurai, we're here for each other. That's what I love. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. Koda is a woman? Wait, no. It can't be. He was saying he. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about this machine. It calls itself Koda. What? Look at the press. Ma'am, give us answers, please. Ma'am, ma'am. No, get the freak out of my face.
And of course, it's the machine.
This is like that moment where you thought the final boss was one thing, and then it's some totally different, random, literal machine. Your work was keeping us alive. Who are we? Who are we? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize. No, Koda. I don't get it. Apologize for leaving me. No, nothing? Who are we? Are we the game? Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. What? You bunch of savages? People. Koda isn't coming out. I apologize on his behalf. That's it. No more questions. Oh, now we do the speech. My followers, it falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize to us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Let us pay it retribution. Oh, what the heck? No, let us show it we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. Oh no. Follow me. We'll destroy everything the machine has created. Let's just destroy the machine, because that would be cool. Hey. Oh. Wait. So are we his... This could get really dark really fast. What the freak is going on?
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Koda is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Koda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
What the freak, man? First of all, you don't have permission to solicit someone else's work. I mean, like,
So I started showing Koda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Well, that's good. But at the same time, it could have gone a whole other way. Put down your weapon. Why did I pick it up? I'm really intimidated right now.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy, so beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Koda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Koda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Koda ever made. So let's take a look.
I am kind of blown away right now. There was so much that just happened, and I kind of want to talk about all of it, but for the sake of time, really briefly, he talked about one of the greatest things to him, and something that I think he said he needed, was for people to like appreciate his work and see themselves in his work and really praise him for it. And he was trying to give that feeling to Koda, which it sounds to me like the narrator is just trying to like fix him. Like he has a need. He's one of those people that try to fix you, try to fix your problems. But I mean, like at the end of the day, only that person can really want to fix themselves. They have to want to, you know, get out of it. And it's I bet it's appreciated that the narrator did all this, but I don't know, he kind of stepped out of his territory with that one.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Koda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
I just don't understand, like, why he kept making games. Like, it just doesn't make sense that he seems to loathe, freaking borderline loathe making games. And he just keeps making them.
This room actually has a maze in it.
He just keeps making... Okay.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Thank you. Now what happens if I fall off? Oh my gosh, this maze is unbeatable! He went through the trouble to freaking texture this bridge. Like, nothing in this game.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
If he cut the game off, then how did the door open and how were there things inside? Like, if we were never supposed to get out of that loop.
The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Koda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him.
No, you've done enough.
I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Oh, I never would have got that crap. And why does it sound like someone's crying in the background? Like, this is just disturbing, man. There we go. There we go. So after you were supposed to be able to do the impossible maze, he wanted you to guess a freaking 6-digit number. That's cruel, dude. That's just cruel.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress.
Wow.
And it's scary for me, the idea of Koda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that.
There's even an animation for it to open up. It's not like one of those doors that just doesn't open. There's an animation. Now, did the narrator go in and animate that door when he could have literally just made it go away? Like, there's so many questions.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person.
Yeah.
I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
Well, you can't do anything above that, dude. How can you feel like a failure if he closed himself off? Like, we can't do anything.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, That if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else.
What?
I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
It sounds to me like they both have problems. I'm speaking of the narrator and Koda, like... Dear Davy, thank you.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
What? What? Thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore. So, whoa. So this was a game just for him. Okay. And he was supposed to guess all that stuff and get through that impossible door so he could see this message. When he could have just wrote this in the email. Quite the weird friendship.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I wonder at times whether you think I am making these games for you. You so infected my personal space.
The people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere hidden between games. If there was an answer, a meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wish? See, I told you! Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. I said that. I said that. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lamp. What? The narrator is insane.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this thing you are wrestling.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
When you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. Oh,
that's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me.
The walls.
Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think
the
it will.
walls
There's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out, man. Time the freak out. If he made this whole game a compilation of someone else's games just so that he could get this guy's attention, why the freak is it $7.99? Wouldn't it be more likely?
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
I don't know if this is like a stage show or if this is fake or real. I don't know, because if it was real, it's just nonsensical that he would have it cost $8, but then like want it for publicity purposes in hopes that it'll reach someone. The game would be free, because honestly it was just a compilation of someone else's games anyway. Whatever it is, it's got me riled up clearly. This chunk is crazy. He said, why do you keep adding lampposts when the narrator clearly was telling us, oh, I think Koda add these lampposts to do this. What? You put the freaking lampposts in the game.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
I don't really have any...
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a person you are. They'll hate you.
Oh my gosh, guys. I'm so sorry. I just realized. I forgot about the captions. Dang it. Alright, I turned them on. At the end of the game. I'm so sorry, guys. What is this? What are we playing now? Is this the narrative? The narrator's game?
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
How can you not? We weren't always externally validated in the beginning. I mean, he worked his way up to being externally validated. Other than our parents, we don't get that. And some people don't even have parents to do that.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
This is just messed up. And I guess I'm gonna just drop down here. Nothing else for me to do. Guys, comment what the freak is going through your mind right now. Right now in the video. Timestamp it and just let me know what's going on in your head. Like, this is... like, I don't know if it's real or not. That's my whole thing right now. Very strange. It was a really sunny, cloudless sky a few seconds ago. Is he about to do the glitch? Are we about to do the glitch at the end? I think we're about to do the glitch. That'll be storybook. Called it. I freaking called it. The freaking... Ah. Wow.
Turn back from this cave.
For R.
You said, let me prove that I'm brave. Let me keep going. But the cave goes for miles.
What the freak? No explanation. So, I think I was a little misguided in the beginning. So I got two things to address, okay? One is if it's not real, because, I know there was a point where the narrator, Davy, was clearly saying, why does Koda put these lampposts here? And then at the end, unless I was wrong about that, all of those signs that said, like, I told you to stop showing my game, I told you adding the lampposts and all that stuff, clearly that was from Koda, okay? So the narrator, Davy might be going through some really mental issues, because he put the lamppost there, but then he commentated earlier saying, why does Koda put these lampposts here? Like, no dude, you put them there. So that only leads me to believe that it is real. Like, Koda does exist, Davy did have a friendship with him, and you know, he pretty much just showed off his games because he was trying to fix him or see, I don't know, some sort of praise. We're like being led to believe like Koda had these issues like the whole time. That's what they do. That's that M. Night Shyamalan tactic. We were led to believe Koda was this like lonely, unsocialized, introvert guy who had like these problems the entire time, and he just really liked to make prison games. The whole time he was just like, Davy, stop showing my games to people. There's nothing wrong with me. And Davy's just like, hey everybody, look at these games, aren't they awesome? Hey Koda, look, people like your games. But he wasn't sharing those games on purpose. I remember in the first episode I was like, dude, why don't you put these games on NDDB or something like that? He just liked making these games. Do I feel that Davy is a bad person? No. I just feel like he needs to see a therapist about some things. Because I said, like, you can't just solicit someone's work like without their permission. I knew it was gonna backfire, even though that was revealed to us later. But Koda stopped being his friend, and you know, Davy doesn't know what to do now. And then at the end is just so weird and unexplained. And like, oh, I feel busy. I know I told you I was gonna lead you through this, but I have a lot of work to do, so game over. Like, we did pay $7.99 for this. Like, I don't know where we're supposed to stand as a game player, like just watching this narrative, true story unfold, and then having it cost money. Like it's so weird. Like he said he was trying to get his attention, but then he's also making profit from it. Like, if that was your sole intention, then the game will be free. Like, that's just the way that I see it. I mean, yeah, he spent his time in you know, resources to make this game happen, but like, if your whole intention was to rekindle this friendship with Koda that you kind of messed up, why would you charge money but then in the game say like, this is my attempt at trying to get his attention? Like, what does that leave us as the player when you just black screen us and the game is over? Like like, what do we do with that? Like, we can't call Koda, we can't call Davey, we can't, like, it's just done for us. Like, okay, I'm done. I enjoyed the experience. I did. I feel like the game should have been free, but and that's just not me being cheap or anything. It's just like, it wasn't really a game. Like I was saying earlier, like, I don't feel like any of those many things were games. But if he was trying to like rekindle this friendship, surely he would make it free in order to maximize the probability, because then more people will be able to play it. Not everybody has $7.99 on their Steam, so you're only gonna get that much of the population. But it was really interesting, to say the least. Kind of like one of those movies you'd watch on Netflix, randomly stumbling upon, except it was playable. But it was really cool. It's really cool. Wherever Koda and Davey is, I hope you guys are good, even if your friendship isn't rekindled. I hope you're healthy. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this very, very weird adventure on this game. If you did, you know, I asked you earlier, leave some comments. You know, how do you feel? If you're feeling lonely, I know this might have stirred up some feels for some people, but if you're feeling lonely, just let your heart out in the comment section, please do. And I know some other samurai will come to your aid. And yeah, this is gonna be a weird video to edit for me, because I'm kind of, my feels are kind of stirred up right now. I don't know if I should go get some water or watch some regular show or something before I just go straight at editing this. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, be sure to samurai, smash that like button, subscribe today to join the samurai, and until next time, my brothers and sisters,
Cause my name is CORYXKENSHIN, you know what I'm saying?